I'm going to be talking about Native American clothing, and mostly the women in the tribe made the clothing. It took them many hours to make it. They had to go and get the different types of hides from the animals to make the clothing. They got deer, elk, moose, rabbit, even fish, like the fish skins. They used snake skin, and they had to take the hide off the animal, and they would eat the animal, of course. That kind of was a 2-for-1 deal. Then they had to work the hide to make it soft enough for them to wear, like as clothing, because they wouldn't want to wear uncomfortable clothing. And it took them a while to make it, and then they had to make different clothing for like the summer and for the winter. And usually the kids would just walk around. They didn't make clothes for them. They just didn't give them anything to wear. Because the kids were fine with walking around with no clothes on. They would make winter coats with like the fur from the animals. They would make skirts for the girls and sometimes dresses. And like they wore their dresses for like at a year's time, which was uncommon. They had certain symbols to represent things, like on their dresses and even on their face when they went into war. They would, some of the symbols are here. There was, they would have some symbolizing like if they were blood brothers, if like they had went to war and had won the war together, they would just like become blood brothers. There was ones for love and hope, and then there's one for a dragonfly, which is, it does look like a dragonfly. It signifies happiness, speed, and purity. Then they had different colors, like they had war paint, which was they would decorate their face and body before they went to war, and they would put their hand in paint, and they'd call it tattoos, I guess, like we would call normal tattoos, but theirs washed off. They would put it over their face or on their teepees or different parts of their clothing or their body, and it would represent like success in a hand-to-hand combat. And the women would make this design in for the return of a warrior, which was like their wife or son or brother or anyone in the men of the family. They would get feathers for the people, like if they had won a war, or done something real brave, like fight a bear off, or win a battle against someone, or go up against the enemy first, they would get a feather from a eagle, and that they thought that the eagle was real spiritual, so it signified that it was something great. Like you wouldn't want to hide that feather. If they had it, they would want them to show that feather, like have it seen like on their belt or around their neck or on their arm or in their hair. They wore these headwear and to represent all the feathers they had gotten. Some of the colors right here are usually the colors of the handprints were black, and they meant victory and success because, again, the hand meant success in hand-to-hand combat. Some of the women would dress in purple for power, mystery, and magic. They believed in this. It was a symbol, and it does look like an Egyptian type eye, maybe. It's called Eye of a Medicine Man, and they believed that whoever wore that could see into the future or had powers to heal people. They decorated. If like you saw someone in a tribe and the women were wearing like elk teeth around their neck, they symbolized that the men in the house or in the tribe was hunters, and that was real significant to them. But in conclusion, they made these outfits not just for something to wear. Like it really meant a lot to them. It honored their tribe, and like for instance, like we don't think of a feather being anything. We just think of something, oh, it came off a bird. To them, it was something that meant a lot. It was real spiritual to them, and they held on to it, and they thought a lot of it, and they thought it was real worthy of people to get that because they would do something real courageous. I thank y'all for being here, and I thank y'all for letting me come over and do the speech, and y'all coming over and listening to me, and I hope y'all enjoyed it.